Okay, so I've been talking to a lot of freshmen recently through one of the student orgs that I'm in, and it has come to my attention that UNC has pretty drastically changed the curriculum since 3 years ago when I was a freshman. And so far it's only applied to class of 2026, and it probably will apply to class of 2027 and so on as well. And I got a couple of DMs about people watching my big registration video that I made almost 3 years ago at this point, saying that it is starting to get outdated because of this change. So I'm really curious to see what they did. I know a lot of people don't like it, so today I'm just going to be kind of reacting to this change, giving you my thoughts on it, and any tips on how to maybe register differently given this change. So let's just go through it. Okay, so I believe this is what it is. It's called the Ideas in Action curriculum, and there's a lot of information on it. And according to this, IDEAS stands for Identify, Discover, Evaluate, Act. Cool, but I'm just interested in what that means for the curriculum. So, first year foundations. Okay, so these are just things everyone has to take in their first year of college. Interesting. We only had like one of these, which was English 105, which I see is still there, but not all of this. So what is all this? Oh, okay, wait. So IDST 101, College Thriving. So College Thriving empowers all students to participate fully in the opportunities, yada yada yada. Okay, I have actually heard about this one. Obviously everyone has to take this College Thriving class now, and I've heard that it's a little bit unnecessary to be a class. I can see where they're coming from and why they wanted to add it, because it does touch on, pretty important things to acknowledge in college, like communication skills, mental health, and I believe one of the classes someone has told me was like how to make friends in college, and that's all useful and stuff, but I've heard that most of the class has just been like common sense, and even some of the professors don't feel like it's necessary to be a class. I think they use like advisors as professors here. If this was a full course, I'd be pretty against that. But because it's just a 1 credit course, and I believe it only meets once a week, still feels a little unnecessary, but I guess not the worst thing in the world. That is interesting. And then you have to take a first year seminar or a first year launch. What's a launch? So first year seminars they had back when I was a freshman too. I took 2 of them. I really enjoyed them actually. I thought they were a lot less work than regular classes and more discussion based, more enjoyable. But it is interesting that they are requiring you to take that, since that was not the case for us. And what is a first year launch? You will join a faculty member who is an accomplished teacher in a small class that offers an introduction to a major. Interesting. Main emphasis here is like among a small group of students. But oh shoot, they have examples of all the courses. Okay, I'm curious. So all of these are seminars. Are launches just like the 101s of courses? Like Principles of Bio 101? That's been around for a while, I'm pretty sure. Like that's a requirement for the bio major. There's so many seminars, which is honestly like good. Like pick one that you're interested in and take it. Again, just in my experience, but I really enjoyed them. So I guess maybe if your major does have a launch, it's worth taking, because I assume it counts to your major as well. That is really interesting that, first of all, that's required, and second of all, that they're considering some of the intro classes to majors launches. Okay, and then you have III in data literacy. I've heard a lot of complaints about the III courses. So let's see what it says on here. III courses bring together 3 outstanding professors from 3 different departments so that students can study in a common theme from several perspectives. They have had III courses for a while. I remember maybe they were introduced when I was a freshman, but they were definitely advertising them when I was in orientation and stuff. But it was never a requirement. It was never anything that we were pushed to do. I think the idea theoretically is good, but from what I've heard from people that have taken it this year, it's like a lot of work, and the professors sometimes don't mesh together very well, and it is a little bit of a more difficult class than it needs to be. You can either take that or a data literacy lab. Oh nope, it's a corresponding data literacy lab. So you have to take both of them together. And of course they're gonna put positive feedback over here. There. The topics seem very random, but sort of interesting, I guess, like borders and boundaries, death and dying. So I mean, obviously I assume try to choose one of these that sounds the most interesting to you. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't like that they're requiring it, but I think it's a cool idea. I think it's nice to have these courses, but I don't think they should be required, especially of freshmen. So not a fan of that. But Next is English 105 or 105I. That's the same as what we were freshmen. That's fine, I think. Like, sometimes they can be a little annoying, but it is a necessary course, especially if you take the interdisciplinary one with whatever one corresponds to your major. It is pretty useful. Or some of the regular 105 ones are actually pretty fun and taught by like grad students that don't really care that much. And then global language through level 3. Yeah, okay, so you don't have to complete your global language in your first year, but the requirement is still there. Global language at UNC is a little bit more of a requirement than some other universities, but that's just something that we're gonna have to deal with. Just choose whatever language you took in high school, or if you want to learn a new one, go for it. Then we move on to focus capacities. Hold up. Okay, wait. These are just gen eds. Okay, so they literally just changed the name of all the gen eds. Is that what they did? I guess they are slightly different categories, so they might encompass slightly different courses, but these are just your gen eds that you have to take. And oh, they have all of them listed out on this website as well. So this is a pretty well put together website, actually, I'm not gonna lie. The system itself, I think, is a little overcomplicated though. But yeah, okay, so let's just go through one of these. For example, like ethical and civic values. Is that like philosophy or something? No, it's a very random mix of classes. Phil 101 is one of them. But so the days of having like a WB Gen Ed and the PH Gen Ed and LA Gen Ed left are over. Is that what I'm hearing? I have like a standard economics major worksheet pulled up from my year, and as you can see, this is what we had to do. So ours were just like titled a lot more directly what the subject is. These are a bit more abstract. So I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. I feel like if each one encompasses a wider variety of courses and you're still able to register for them the same way, and like maybe some you can take multiple, then I don't think it's a bad idea. But I mean, the requirements still seem relatively the same. There's still a quantitative one, there's still a lab requirement, there's still a creative requirement. Let's move on to the last part, which is reflection and integration. Put your learning into action as it's with the curriculum. Ideas in action calls for them to put their ideas. So there's one course of research and discovery, one course of, or maybe two, or of a high impact experience. Beyond Carolina, LFIT is still a thing. That's expected. Campus life experience, 2 events every semester. What events are these? They have events that are integrated into the curriculum now? What? Communication beyond Carolina. I assume that's like our experiential education credit, which is like study abroad or something similar. Okay, let's go through what exactly this reflection and integration stuff is. So research and discovery is courses like Poly 350, American Studies 352. These are so random. Oh my god. This is a long catalog. Okay, it's good that you have a lot of options and stuff like this, but again, research and discovery, is that really necessary? High impact experience, what is that? Is that like, okay, these are like projects and abroad courses, field experience and sports. Okay, so these are like real life courses. That's kind of similar to what we had, that's fine. And then beyond Carolina, oh, what? Okay, I thought this was going to be more of like the study abroad experience, but I was totally wrong. That's probably a high impact experience. This is like literal communication, like public speaking. So like for us, we had a communication intensive course requirement. I guess that's what this is. Okay. I took Com 113, not a bad class, but I do think, and then these are outfits, of course. That's always going to be there. They're like, I don't have a problem with those. And then campus life experience. I'm still so confused what these events are, but they don't really have any examples for them. But okay, I mean, I guess that's the ideas policy. Check out the FAQ real quick, because oh my god, this is so in depth, which is good, but wow. May I use more than one course to fulfill more than one requirement? Ooh. So you can't double count every course. Like we could just, like for all of our gen eds, it didn't really matter what they were. You could always double count 2 gen eds in one course, but there are some restrictions here. So like you can double count a focus capacity course with a seminar, Oh, like with your seminar requirement, that makes sense. The days of finding courses to knock out 3 gen eds are over. And there's so much other stuff on here. If you're like still confused, I'll put the link down here. I'm sure a lot of this can answer. But wow, okay. I think at the end of the day, this unfortunately is going to result in more classes. I think it's the same amount of requirements technically, because we had like maybe 10, 11 gen ed and the same foundation requirements, but they weren't required to be taken in freshman year, which is an interesting change that they made. And the whole double counting rule, I guess with focus capacities, maybe a lot of courses don't even count for more than one of them. If I like that, I don't mind them changing the curriculum because I think it was a little outdated, but I don't know if this is the right way to do it. I guess only time will tell. Maybe some of the courses are easier, maybe some of them take quicker to knock out, so at the end of the day it is like the same amount of time, but we'll see. If you're a sophomore or above and just curious watching this, what do you think? Do you think ours was better? Do you think they have it better? Do you think maybe this is an easier system? I'm very curious to hear. And if you're entering UNC, I assume they're gonna make tweaks to this along the way, because this year was the first year that they implemented it. So yeah, let me know if they say anything to you about changes to this. At the end of the day, can't really do anything about it, and good luck with registering. It's always a grind, but hopefully this makes it a little easier to get the classes that you need, and we'll see. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Peace out.